It's good.
GM, it's nighttime, guys. How are y'all doing on Thursday? Random night for us. We've got two hosts joining me this week. You guys all know Jason by now. He was here last week, and he's here again this week because he's going to be our guest host for a while. I'd also like to introduce you guys to a good friend of mine, Ryan, who is a new member of this community for NHL Breakaway, but is a deeply immersed person in crypto and Web3, works in Web3, is a guy I talk about collaborating with all the time, and frankly speaking, knows a lot about hockey. Also, he's very bashful, but he's really fucking good. And when we skate,
I will brag that the Rangers just went up 3-2 in
fuck you.
the piece.
I'm a Bruins fan. He's a Rangers fan. So as you give me updates, Ryan, fuck you.
Plenty of time to ruin. Plenty of time for you guys to come back,
though. Dude, yeah, we've been blowing it. The Bruins have been blowing third period leads at a historical rate this season. They have, I think, 15 overtime losses this year. It's fucking insane.
You're gonna feel real comfortable in the playoffs, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
The nice 1-goal lead in the third period every game. Good luck.
Is Ryan the guy? I don't think Ryan's crafted anything yet. He has to be crafted.
I know. No, I'm just staring at it's amazing though. That I don't know how you break that cycle of, it's definitely like a mindset thing. I don't know if it's, hey, we're gonna just kind of chill out in the third period and let just protect the lead, or I don't get it why the third period is such a problem for the Bruins, because the first period here, as an example, first period they were incredible. They put so much pressure on the Rangers. Second period they kind of took their foot off the gas a little, but they were still, it was still a pretty even game. I just don't understand, for a team that has this much grit and skill, that the third periods are such a problem. And obviously the last thing to add, that they have such top tier goaltenders. So
I mean, it's puzzling. We're seeing I think we're seeing the no Bergeron, no Krejci effect. We had Chara. The Bruins have been a paragon of having consistent leadership for probably more than any Hawks team I can think of. They had Ray Bourque. Basically, it was basically Ray Bourque for 20 fucking years. Then
Bobby Orr. And then
Bobby Orr,
and then Ray Bourque, right?
And Ray Bourque. Yeah. Then they had a brief gap where Joe Thornton came and went, but then they had Chara for over a decade. Then they had Bergeron step right in, and now it's kind of Marchand is doing a decent job as a captain, but I don't know if Marchand's that guy who keeps everyone together in the third period when it's falling apart. I am more confident in the Bruins in the playoffs this year with Swayman in net than Omark in net. I will say that. I think Swayman is a better goalie.
Yeah.
I thought Bourque played for the Avalanche. He was a Bruin?
So it's a great story. And he suffered in Boston for so long. And they traded him to the Avalanche as this kind of cherry on the top of an incredible roster. And they won the Stanley Cup. And is probably one of the best moments in Stanley Cup history is, Joe Sakic accepting the Stanley Cup and handing it off to Ray Bourque. I mean, his kids are crying. It's just an incredible moment. But, he suffered in Boston for so long. And, thank God he got out. So.
No, that was an iconic, I'm getting chills. I'm not even looking at it, just remembering that moment, that image. I mean, I didn't give a shit about Boston or Colorado, but I remember being really, really happy for Ray. He earned that, man.
Yeah, I just hate the Devils so much that I'm glad that
So no Brodeur talk. No Brodeur talk.
No Brodeur talk.
When we were kids and Bourque, I remember when Bourque came, he had a mini parade for himself around the town with the cup, showing everyone the cup. And I just remember the attitude in Boston was okay, we're happy for you, dude. Get the fuck out of here with the cup.
Thanks for nothing.
You'll always be welcome here. He comes on the Bruins. He's always with the Bruins. He'll come on and talk with Jack and fucking Brick, and he's such a homer for the Bruins, and you could tell he just like guzzles beers. He's big as fuck now, but like, yeah, I don't need to see Ray Bork. And so, actually, Ryan, you would not know this yet, but there are in this project there are 6 legendary moments. They're minted to 10 total. They're the rarest ones. They're valued all over the map. One of them sold for as much as $8,000, but it was a Gordie Howe jersey. And, I have more in the $2,000, 2,500 range. But one of them is Ray Bork. And NHL Breakaway, for their debut moment, legendary, to immortalize Ray Bork on their platform with the Alumni Association, decided to choose Ray Bork on the Avalanche, hoisting the cup. As his luck. Not him setting the record for most points by a defenseman of all time, no, they chose him on the fucking Avalanche.
I didn't even notice that until you just told me. That's ridiculous. That is an absurd call. But okay.
Where's the Gretzky Blues card? I might as well.
There are 2 Gretzky's, both on the Kings.
Yeah. Come on, get him on the Rangers, where we all know he belongs.
Oh yeah, exactly. Not the place where he won 4 cups. The Rangers, those 3 seasons, those are more important.
Yeah.
That one's that's probably the second most head scratchers. I get one on the Kings, fine. He is iconic as a King.
Yeah.
But 2 on the Kings, I don't know. You're minting NFTs, Ryan. You've got experience in NFTs. I feel like you gotta take the low hanging fruit.
At the same time, though, there's a rarity, play there. That's, I think that kind of again, when NFTs are all about FOMO and rarity, and the ability to get in, behind some sort of barrier where others can't. And when a card or a collectible is rare like that, or is obscure, or to us sounds like kind of weird, if there's only a couple of those made, that's an interesting, collectible that actually, garners some interest from the community and from collectors in general. So that's my take on it. So,
which is a good segue into discussing 2 things. First and foremost, Ryan, you're a new person in this project, so throughout here, I want you to sort of play the role of giving the feedback from a new customer and how you interpret these things. You're a hockey fan. You're a Web3 degen. You're sitting here with multiple screens open, degenning shit coins as we speak.
Talk about target market right there. Could not be more target market.
We are going to segue into talking about their big product that they launched this week, crafting, and how it's going over, and what we think of the crafting. So, Jason, I don't know. Have you had a chance to look at the data of who's been crafted so far?
Yes and no. I mean, I get a kick out of just flipping around on that page and hitting the drop down that shows me, quickly who's been completed. I know the one, I think it was Bedard, right? He's at 5. There's not many other guys that are more than 1 at this point, because like we were talking earlier, for the most part, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to rush and finish your craft unless, my excuse is I know who I'm doing. There's a 0% chance it's going to change. So I was just itching to click some buttons. So I clicked some buttons, but for the most part, and it's interesting. It's the whole spectrum, right? 5 Bedards, and then clicking around all the teams, you see the names you expect, and then you see the random ones that, good for whoever's taking their shot. They're probably trying to find a niche and get that number 1 on the cheap, and that's a valid strat.
Okay, so the way this works is it's not in the order you do the craft that you get the number 1. It's anytime between now and April 17th. All those people are going to be entered into a pool, and the number 1 signature. And Ryan, if you're not, I think you've probably looked at the crafts, but crafts are basically digital autographs, digital signatures. Yeah. They take the NFT, you say you have a base one, you need 15 of the base moments plus every other player in this project from that tier on down from that team. And you burn the 15 moments, and then you get a moment back of that tier, a moment as an NFT, that has a digital signature from the player and a new serial number. And the number one cereal is, you know, obviously valuable. But what I don't entirely understand is, you know, people going out and minting or crafting right away because, like, okay, I'm going to go do, let's say, think of a random player like Tristan Jarry right now. Yeah, I
It's
don't think
very
anyone,
random. Yeah. Yeah.
totally random. I don't think anyone else is going to do him. If I do him right now, it's like planting a flag saying to anyone who was thinking about it, fuck you, I already got this. So it's like, I'm here, I'm first. But the flip side is this is the first time. So, like, we don't know entirely, like, there's only so many community members, who's going to get skipped, who's going to get left out. And I feel like there's kind of a, you know, once you commit yourself right away to Jerry, it might be like 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, right before the gun is up. And all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, no one's minted Connor McDavid. And I have him, and I can't do it because I already did Jerry. So
I did Jerry, yeah.
I feel like going a little bit too far, too fast.
Yeah, I've been playing with. Sorry, I've been playing with this platform. I mean, sorry, you guys go. I think Jason, I'll jump in there.
No, go ahead.
No, I've just. Yeah, I think I don't have. Just from a top level, you know, from a top level comment, it's a little off. It seems like the branding is is not aligned with the NHL branding in a way. I can't describe it. I know it's kind of like just kind of like an incomplete, incoherent thought, but there's some disconnect for me for like a larger mass adoption and introduction to Web3 and kind of the principles there of Web3. You know, again, I'm no expert in marketing and branding, but I feel that there's no clear focus here. So I don't know. Pardon me if I'm like attacking something you guys are working on.
No, that's
or interacting with rather. So
you're someone you are, as the CEO has put it to me. He says, we want to get Bob from Buffalo. And I said, first, why don't we get DGen Dan? Because DGen Dan is a much easier onboard than Bob from Buffalo, who's like, crypto, what the fuck is that? So, you know, you are a new customer. You are a Web3 acolyte who works in Web3, who is Web3 24/7, and you're a massive hockey fan. Like literally, like we skate like once every week or two together. Like you play hockey, you watch hockey. You're sitting here watching 4 fucking games right now while on a podcast. So your perception as a customer and a collector on this podcast is important, especially since the NHL watches this podcast.
Well, I think like let's look at right. I always, and if I sound like a broken record, when you're creating a product, what is base level? What is the benefit? And then what's the benefit for something like this? What's the benefit for hockey fans and fans of the NHL, regular watchers, regular viewers? You know, I don't understand. That's where maybe the disconnect is. It's like, who is this targeted for? And I think to your point, DJ and Dan, that's like that's a great kind of target customer or target user. But then at the same time, we have to refine it a bit. DJ and Dan, who is a Vancouver Canucks fan, and that's really tricky. And that's a tough person to a tough customer to kind of find right now. And the whole challenge in my experience with Web3 and crypto is that trying to get the people that are non-crypto, trying to explain these kind of larger concepts and try to onboard them into crypto, to NFTs, to blockchain technology or anything is a huge hurdle right now. So this might be kind of like a step too far, or maybe like a year ahead. If again, maybe that's just me rambling, but that's kind of my initial perception of it.
I want to let Jason jump.
Sorry, Jason, you go.
I'll say one thing that I know, and I'm going to give the alpha because I don't really care about hiding it, is like I know they're planning on tying this to IRL stuff. So they want to tie this to tickets. They want to tie this to like you do a craft and you get real merch, real items. They want to do things with tokens like that. And so I can see that appealing to the hockey fan in the DGen. But for me right now, and I get slammed for this sometimes by people in the community, and I understand why people get upset when I say this. Right now, I look at Web3 as like a massive speculative space where like the most profitable shit are meme coins. And why are they profitable right now? Because they don't represent any technology. They represent vaporware, pure, hollow, empty. This is a picture. It's funny. LOL. I bought it. That's it. And they're like kind of a commentary on our entire economic system and stocks and everything and how no one understands any of this shit. And so at the end of the day, this is a hockey collectibles project. People like collecting baseball cards, hockey cards, things like that. But deep down, we're all fucking speculators. We're all looking for an angle. We all want like something that connects with us. Jason, you can speak to this because you are, you're deep in Dapper, you're deep in this. Like you probably have more of a bag in NFTs than I do at this point.
I am definitely right there with you. And yeah, I agree and have a similar take on a couple of things that Ryan hit on and you as well. Yeah, one is, and you filled in some color there. It does feel like something's weird. It's moving too fast. It's not aligned with other NHL products. And yeah, I see that my feel, especially compared to Dapper and how some of these other companies are like incredibly reactive. Like they're reactive internally and they're reactive to all the noise going on outside. I get a very different feel with Breakaway. And there's pros and cons to that. The pro is they seem to have a roadmap and they're plotting ahead and they're executing on that roadmap and it's going to happen. And sometimes we're going to go kicking and screaming and sometimes we're going to love it. That's sort of the con, right? Is they may not be as ears open and as reactive, but at the same time, that's good. We can bitch and moan and they should listen to their customers, but as a project manager for a living, I enjoy seeing what I think are elements of a project plan being executed, being thought out. And yeah, I think they got big things cooking. I think the IRL stuff, Dapper's done some of that with Top Shot and AD. But I know in talking with them, I think also, the dream is way more tighter integration with in real life stuff with their top collectors. I think that's happening here. And one more thing before I get off the soapbox. The first thing Ryan said was just that the branding seemed, I don't think you said it was bad. You said it didn't feel right or something. I like the branding. I think it's cool. It's very eye-catching, but I have the same thought. I watch a lot of hockey. I keep seeing these commercials. I tried to put the link in the chat, but I can't get a link to go through here to save my life. They keep on pimping that NHL Edge. I don't know if you've seen that. It looks super freaking cool. It looks like, Web3, but they're not trying to sell you an NFT. They're just taking the NHL product, getting it online, making it cool, creating something you can interact with. When I see those commercials, my brain sees Breakaway and this, and it's all digital, it's all online. Like there's got to be some way for these things to come together. But just Google it if you're not familiar. It's got great branding, but it's entirely different. It looks nothing like the Breakaway site. Different color scheme, fonts, everything.
I think one of the issues that you encounter with branding and with marketing is that very often, especially in the corporate world, you have a room full of very smart people, let's say like a room full of Ivy League grads, who are going to sit there in front of someone else and say, okay, this is how we're going to market to X demographic. No room has ever been in that demographic. No one in this room is that person. But this is how we're going to do it, and we're going to tell them what they want and what they need and what they feel. To a degree, this works very well. You are able to have social engineering, mass manipulation of people. Just look at like America. We have massive political divides where like more often than not, the people saying shit don't believe the shit they're saying. They just know that there are people who believe it. But one of the core components of it is you have to at least have a really strong understanding and understanding of and empathy with the perspective of your customer. And to do that, you have to know who your customer is. You have to identify what your market is. You say this in, if anyone here who's ever been in a startup, market fit is one of the very first fucking things you explore with any new product. Jason, you're a product developer. Jason, you're a project manager. Ryan, you're an entrepreneur. Product market fit is always pivotal. And so I sit here and I think, okay, what is the product market fit here? Well, first of all, these are NFTs. So the market right now are people who know how to buy NFTs and exist in Web3 and know how to use crypto. The market is not people who are not onboarded to crypto yet, because those people have a hurdle to get over that others don't. And then further, if you want to get those people to come over, you have to look at what got other people to come over in the past. Top Shot was one of the best onboarders of anyone into Web3 thus far since Bitcoin was created. They onboarded like 100,000 people in the span of like a month and a half in February, March of 2021. How did they do it? They got huge sales, and basically they created a thing of, come do Dapper, you will make money. It was the most ubiquitous message that got across, and people who loved collecting were like, I actually like this. I collected cards as a kid. These are digital cards. And people who didn't, like my mom created a Dapper account because she was like, it's kind of fun opening the packs, and like I can sell this shit for so expensive. And like, yeah, that's why my mom is into this shit, because like she was doing Dapper packs in fucking February of 2020 or March of 2021. So it's like, you have to recognize that what hooks people is what hooks anyone on a platform like this. This is speculation. This is gambling. This is dopamine.
It's a scratcher. It's a scratcher ticket, man. Every pack is a scratcher.
Every pack is, that's a great point. Great point.
Every pack is a scratch ticket. And so when you have a bunch of people in a room who say, we're going to do this and this and that and this and that, and they have this whole roadmap and all these plans and the best laid plans of mice and men, ultimately, what you need in that room is someone who says, hey, this is what I would buy. This is what I want. This is what would hook me. This would make me get this product. And to their credit, Sweet, when I was still in regular contact with them, which I'm not really anymore, they've been kind of hard to reach and annoying to me. When I was in contact with them, they said, they really wanted to make sure new users got wins. And they wanted to make sure if you sign up and you're a new user, you get a win. And they acknowledged that the Ice Nation, the free packs that they got, were a mistake, because those things only appealed to existing customers, and new customers were like, the fuck is this pack? And I was like, you guys should just like put a wheel, and every new user signs up, spins the wheel, and they win anywhere from like $5 to $100 in sweet balance that they can go and use to buy packs or on the marketplace.
That's the dumbest, simplest, best idea I've ever heard. Why don't they do that?
Oh, so no, they told me they were going to do that. So we'll see. I haven't heard from them, and I've been hearing from them. I barely hear from them anymore, but I would love to see something like that, because that would hook new users. And so we're going to circle back to the crafting here, because this is where we meet the crossroads of collectors and speculation, which is the most commonly collected items, I think, are probably like premier items, are like autographs, like autographed jerseys, autographed memorabilia, autographed pucks. That's sort of something that every sports collector can identify with. So we have autographs here, and we have digital form of autographs. Fine. You want to call it whatever it is. That's cool. But we can't ignore the speculative element of it. We can't ignore the fact that if I want to get a Wayne Gretzky autograph, I have to take 3 Wayne Gretzky epics, which are retailing now on the secondary market. Sorry, not retail. They're on the secondary market for $1,000 a piece. I got to burn $3,000 worth of NFTs. Plus, I got to freeze up every other player in the Kings for a year. So that's probably another $500 worth of shit, or $350 worth of stuff. I got to do all that. So around $3,500 cost today. And I get a digital signature of a player that I can't trade, I can't gift. All I can do with it is either sell it or hold on to it. I have no current display technology for it. I have no way to really bask in the glory of having it and to enjoy it I just get to know I made it. So what's there? Well, there's the understanding that the chase is there. I want to get this. And I think that was a good job. Everyone here wants to get the item. But like the dog who catches the car, I have a feeling that a lot of us are going to end up with these signatures and be like, okay, now what?
What do I do now? It's like, great, I have that.
So that's a big worry I have with NFT projects in general is NFT projects thrive on speculation. Once they start delivering too much, they tend to have problems. And the flip side is they need to deliver something that keeps people hooked. So it's kind of like content creation. Like, Ryan, you come from entertainment, you come from producing, Jason, you work on products. If I'm making a show, I'll think of a show like, that I really like, every episode I'm going to end with a hook that sends them into the next episode. I'm going to have ads up. I'm going to tease the next episode. But you know what happens after those 8 episodes, 10 episodes run? You got to wait a fucking year to watch the show again. I don't release another season of it, spin-off, a month later, and then another spin-off a month later, and then another spin-off a month later. I say, that's it. That's it. We get what we got out of this. So, I watched a show recently called, what's that one that was made from anime with Luffy on it? The anime one. It was so good.
Tom, are you making this show up? No.
It was live action. Hold on. Live action anime Luffy.
Which one?
I don't think I have a file on this.
One Piece. Excellent show. But the way the show works is the start of the show is Luffy is this like goofy, stretchy anime character who's a human and like it's live action. And he wants to be a pirate. And he wants to be a pirate and he wants to go to this like place where all the big pirates are to find this dead famous pirate's gold. And so the whole first season is him becoming a pirate, getting a crew, getting a ship. And the first season ends with them right as they're entering this pirate haven. So it doesn't go all the way through. It doesn't bring them all the way. It brings it all the way up. And it's fucking excellent. And you have that. And I'm going to contrast that with, let's say, the last season of Game of Thrones, which famously basically was like, we're going to wrap up every storyline possible, and we're not going to focus on any actual character development or storylines. So what you ended up with was with One Piece, you got a show where every week I got just enough to want more, and so I binged the shit because it's Netflix. So I wouldn't say every week, but every episode. And then Game of Thrones, it was like, you know what? I think I'm getting too much here. Like we spent how many seasons? 8 seasons building up the Night King, and then like one battle, boom, he's gone, and it was like that was it. Like
didn't have a good aftertaste.
So
Tom, this kind of not to cut you off here. I'm sorry.
No,
but it kind of please, Tom, stop. No, it speaks to kind of larger kind of idea of creating FOMO and exclusivity and not giving away everything and leading your customer on, or your user, your watcher, or your viewer rather. And it's I think a lot of these NFT projects, they just kind of, or it's whether it's a TV show like Netflix or Game of Thrones like you mentioned, they want retention so bad, and they want to keep users and build this community so bad so quick that they don't realize that the most successful projects are all about long-term value. And I think that was a symptom of a lot of NFT projects, and they came across as scams, frankly, and flash in the pan, cash grabs rather. All these projects released a certain amount, minted a certain amount, and then it's like, okay, well, I have this thing, that's it. Look at Pudgy Penguins. They're thinking like completely, IRL. They have a partnership with Walmart, I believe, right? They're building long-term value, and I think, when you're creating a TV show, you want active viewership over across several seasons, and I think a lot of NFT projects fail to take that into account, and that's kind of that really hurts the industry as a whole right now. So that's
You know
my
what
philosophy.
projects are? NFT projects, what makes them unique, and crypto in general, is they took the whole concept of a startup
Yeah.
and they took investing and they said, okay, we've got like, what if we had a startup and we had a form of Kickstarter for it that allowed a bunch of random people to invest, and then we could turn all of the journey of being a startup into content for those investors.
Yeah.
And that's what NFT projects are to me, and Web3 in general, is it's basically like whether it's a meme coin or a new L2 or an NHL project, I think it's all just a new form of content where you have an audience. Your audience is sort of a pseudo hybrid audience investor, and every announcement, every drop, everything you do is content for them, and you have to know how to continue to keep them hooked and entertained. And when you look at it like that, at least from my perspective, then it's just content creation. And when it's
Yeah,
content
absolutely.
creation,
It's
you know who you're writing for, you know who you're making your show for. That's it. Like Jason,
absolutely.
Ryan, Jason, what do you think? Like you sit there, you're a Dapper VIP. You've put more money into sports projects than I have, and that's hard to say for a lot of people. So, like, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm agreeing. Like my brain's spinning here with what you're saying because it makes a lot of sense. They are right. It's you're gating the content, but not with a Netflix subscription, with an NFT, with some sort of digital asset, and you own that. So I mean, the difference. I'm thinking on my feet, right? The biggest difference I see in the model is at least Netflix, they get your $14 every month. With this, they're getting a bigger check up front. It's a little sketchier, obviously you can get royalties every time they change hands, things like that. And I think that's where a lot of them bomb out, right? Is like they have big plans and then they can't figure out how to generate any more revenue. We've seen that on a smaller scale with, and I hope I'm not putting them in a bad light because I love them. The OTM guys, right? They're small. They kind of have a product. They've created the Jolly Joker NFT, which functions as a gate to their content. Their content is tools, right? It's not so much YouTube videos, but it's access to valuable information. And they've had the same. I mean, I'm a Gold Club member. I've got a lot of jokers, and a lot of us talking people. Right now, the sentiment's pretty good, but over the last year or two, there have been some big tough weeks when they're clearly they need to generate more revenue. They're a company. We all want shit for free. Everybody wants shit for free, but you always wind up with that. Okay, well, where's the shit gonna come from?
It's funny you bring up OTM because, I think I can say it now to the community. Like I am working with a developer who is a part of our community, who's an avid member of our community, to build an OTM style site for NHL Breakaway. Not for the company NHL Breakaway, but for this product. So you guys will be able to check your similar data to what you have on OTM. And that's one of the things that I've actually been thinking a lot about in building it is, okay, I want to have this be, for the community, and I want to have this be something that everyone can use and can get a lot of value out of. But at the same time, how do I make sure to monetize it to even just cover like basic costs, basic time?
Gotta keep the lights on.
And so like things I've explored are like, okay, we're going to have live data. We're going to have real data. Do we allow everyone access to the real data? Do we throttle the data and paywall the live data? Or do we do an NFT collection and something cheap for the community that everyone buys and then they can just access the data? I don't know. Initially, I can promise it will be free to everyone because I just want people to fucking use it. But I'm saying, as time goes on, as, if server costs go up and things like that, and frankly speaking, dev costs go up, there's only so much I can, dig into my pocket, time and money wise to fund that stuff. So it's interesting.
You didn't get the $10,000 check from YouTube for the last podcast?
Yeah, really. Where's I thought I was getting paid to go on this shit.
What the hell? We got no
Uh,
money.
How did Beezy's comment, "I need to bring my fat ass to the gym," end up pinned on this channel, by the way? This comment has been pinned the whole episode, and I have no idea how that happened.
Gentlemen, I apologize. I have to step out, but I would love to join next episode.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think there's plenty more to be said. And again, thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, Ryan, of course, man. I gotta.
I'm
first
gonna
of all,
go celebrate the Rangers win over the Bruins. So
yeah, I'm not
that's
happy
fine.
about that. We're gonna get to our giveaways soon. But yeah, great chatting, and definitely rejoin us. We're usually on Wednesdays, but we tend to work around whoever's our guest schedule. So we
I
can,
appreciate that.
yeah.
So
Have a good one, Ryan. Fuck the
Yeah,
Rangers.
see you guys later.
Ryan.
See you. Bye.
So yeah, Jason, it's something to get back to if we circle back to crafting.
Yeah.
And we circle back to my issue with crafting. To me, crafting feels like it was created with a lot of thought and intention and by very smart people, but I don't feel like anyone involved in the process of making crafting are the customers of crafting.
Fair.
That's
Yeah.
sort of the vibe I got from it. Like, I don't feel like there's Chia, you're on the wheel. I don't feel like with crafting, and I'm not saying the team members aren't people who are going to craft. I mean, they're not people who are like degens, avid collectors who are like, who understand the depths of like how intense people's connection is to this.
Well,
Like, people craft right away.
You said something earlier too that was something I hadn't thought about, and I think we should everybody who's in this at all, should be thinking about. Right, well, yeah, I'm all excited. I've got my crafting quest. What does happen like after that quest ends, and then after I get my signature? Like, it's gonna be cool, but yeah, I haven't mentally thought. I've kind of mapped out. I know who I want to craft, but is it, right now it's all new and exciting and fun, but if, how quick is that going to drop off between the lack of number ones being out there, that's going to make it a little less exciting, and just right now it's it's that new unknown first date thing, but you're only going to get that once. What are they going to do to sustain it? How soon, how often are we going to see quests come out that you're not going to be able to complete unless you've got, a handful of signature moments that meet the right criteria? It could be a while before that stuff happens. And
I had an idea earlier in the chat that I proposed where I think that they should do the same thing with jerseys that they did with number ones, which is basically if a player's jersey falls within the range of serials that are crafted, someone who puts the jersey number up could get the jersey.
So I love that idea because it creates, we don't just have the excitement for day one. Every player whose jersey number is not, 1 through 3 is going to have another future exciting day. I hate that idea because I've been kind of making stacks of guys with jersey numbers like 8 through 25, waiting for that day to have my shot at the jersey. But if we do this, then that's going to cut the legs out from my stacks, but it's okay for the community. I'll take it.
I think that there's been too much that's cut out the legs from the stacks, frankly speaking. Like, as someone who has, I've stacked a large account. I've gotten and onboarded. I've onboarded a lot of friends. I've onboarded my family. I've gotten people to stack. I've helped people. I feel like having a stack here to me makes me uneasy right now. And that's one of the reasons why I want to have an OTM style site, because then I can go look at my portfolio value and feel better about having a stack. Because right now I'm sitting here like I have maybe 50, 60K in assets that, like, I'm talking like, what if I took everything, what it's selling for in the market place right now, probably 50K. And it's not making as much money for me as 50K in ETH would be. Like that's a problem for me. I am not someone who tries to reduce everything to profits and bottom lines, but I'm also not like fabulously wealthy human being who can just, dingling money away where I'm just like, and you get $2 million and you get $2 million and you get
Yeah.
like, I have to be strategic because I want to survive. I want to be able to continue collecting,
Yeah.
and what
I
happens.
mean, you represent 98% of the people out there. So yeah, they should be building to make a normal big user happy. The whales they're in their own category.
Yeah, we're not like people see that I have like a top 3 biggest account and they're like this guy and they think I'm a whale. I'm not a whale. I'm a degenerate gambler who spent too much money on this project. And I'm sitting here, and now that they have, sent the broadside of banning lending and, basically banning every way to leverage your assets other than just sitting on them, I'm listing stuff more. I've been, it's arduous. So I'm lazy. So I don't do it that much. And I also don't like crashing marketplaces. So I'm doing it patiently to a certain degree. But like, I've listed more stuff in the past week than I had since the marketplace launched entirely. And like and then once playoff quests come and as crafting ramps up and I see more movement, like there's probably going to come a point where I have well over 1,000 items listed on the marketplace. And it's not because I'm trying to exit and because I don't believe in this project. It's because I don't like sitting on assets that are not either like, yes, they may go up over time, but they need to go up at a rate that is worth enough to me that I'm willing to sacrifice $1 today. Because as everyone should know, and if you don't know this, important thing to know for life and investing, $1 today is literally worth more than $1 a year from now.
That whole time value of money thing in Econ 101, that was an important lesson. Yeah.
And
Go back and brush up on that one.
What's your whole time? Jason, you're not a guy who I see you list more than I do. You're better at this than I am, frankly speaking. Like you make sales. What would you say though? You're not like also like the biggest paper hand either. What would you say is your average hold time on NFT projects?
It's not a small number. It's very rare that I get something and flip it very quick. I've had a couple of those. Huh?
You don't panic dump. I've noticed that. Like you
No.
don't. Like,
well, that's I mean
at all for nothing.
That's what I was gonna say. When you were talking about how you're listing stuff and selling it, and maybe you're doing it for certain reasons based on sentiment, but big picture, like in my opinion, this ain't a bad time. Like this is the time to be listing and selling. We're in a solid market. Things are pumping. Like this is the right time to sell. I hate I don't panic sell because I hate selling into a shit market. Like, but
I hate having to
sell low.
40%.
Sell low was never something my econ teachers told me. That's not a sound investment strategy.
I hate having to undercut myself by 40% just to get a fast sale. Like I want to be in a position where I'm like, you know what? I sold an OV for I haven't sold an OV. I was thinking of selling an OV for like 130 like a month ago. Now OV hits like over 200, and I'm like, yeah. I think I listed an OV today because I was like, oh, we're way past my comfort level of where I needed to sell it. So I'm going to sell one into this because I have enough. How is the right time to sell when the user base is as small as it is?
I mean, that gets back into the time value of money, right? You can sell it for more in a year, but if you can sell it for 50% of that now, that might be more. That cash now is worth more. Less cash now is worth a lot more than more cash later.
Because that would be one. We're in a bull market in crypto. I want liquidity. I want fucking cash. I'm sitting here. I'm not on NHL Breakaway all day today. I'm sitting here all day on Dex Tools and Dex Screener looking for random ass shit coins, meme coins, to throw, $50 in, $25 in, looking for a $10,000 fucking win. That's what I'm doing. That's where I'm at right now, because that's what's caught my attention. I think there's a meta there. And so I see the question here that you just answered, and I want to answer too, which is, how is it the right time to sell when the user base is as small as it is? I think this question is something I would answer two different ways. One, we don't know that the user base is going to get bigger. That's not a fair thing.
Speculation.
So it's more like the small user base is as engaged as it's been in a while right now. And so assuming it's going to get bigger is another thing. The second side of it is, when you have a large account like I have, and like Jason has, and like some of the others have, like, we don't want to crush everyone's happiness by like dumping on the market. Like, if I were to take all 2,500 moments in my account and list them all on the market, people are going to be unhappy with prices. It is going to have a waterfall effect of leading to a lot of prices crashing on the market. And so I hold and I wait. And that's why, for me, losing the ability to leverage my assets and having people get really angry at me for trying to just work with others and do something to enjoy having these assets and get something back out of it, I'm like, well, the alternate is I go sell this, because I'm not just dumping money that is meaningless to me. I'm not like, so rich that this is just all, yes, I can write this off as a zero if I have to, but like, that would be extremely painful. And I already did that with Dapper last year. And like,
don't want to do it again this year, back to back.
Yeah, I don't want to do it with back-to-back projects. Like, I writing off one very large loss in a year is enough. And so, Jason, I notice, me, I'm different than you. I do dump. I see, if I get a shitty pack, like, I hate it, I literally immediately just list. Like, if I'm going to open a couple next gens today and give them away. But like, I give away a lot of stuff. So, but like, if that's not dumping, that's just giving it away. But like, if I open a pack and it sucks, I'll just throw the moments up on it for like $5 a piece on the floor. I don't care. Like, I take a lot for it.
Get the bad taste out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's when I do dump. I sell that stuff quick. But if I get a premium moment, I wait. I'm very patient.
And you did say something too that, we're lucky. I'd say the biggest benefit, or that I enjoy, of having a large account is what I was saying earlier, right? I hate selling shit when it's down. Having a large account gives you the flexibility to not do that, because I can go, we don't have your site yet for Breakaway, but I can go to OTM. Something's going to be up. I just got to go look around, see what's green, and I can feel okay selling something that's not at its 52-week low.
And we will have a
benefit of having a big portfolio.
We're going to have it. We want to have a feature of showing price action if it's going up or down on a moment. We're not going to be as well developed as OTM from day one. Like, that site's had 2 years under their belt to get where they're at. But, it's a tough spot to be in. I think this project is at a point where, if I'm being like fully honest, I want to see more marketing, and I think that's coming, so that's good. I want to see more connection with the community, and I personally think that needs to come from a hire. I think that they should hire I think there should be either a community council, or I think that one of their community leads should be someone who's like in the main server right now and super active. I'm not like throwing out names, but like guys who are pretty level-headed, who would be interested in that. I think there's a fair amount of them who would do that. And I would love to see, like, the first guy whose name comes to my mind is like Anytime 23 always has like really deep, thoughtful feedback. He's not always rah about the project, but he is very supportive of it. He tends to get along with everyone. And I think of a guy like that. If you give him the mod role, I think everyone would feel a lot better, because then it's like, okay, we got someone who's in the room that is one of us.
Yeah, one of us who can be be a single voice for us who's level-headed, respected. Yeah, easier said than done, but yeah, I mean, he's a good example. We could probably come up with damn near 10 to 12 other guys that fit that mold. There's a lot of good ones.
Basically everyone other than Brent.
Oh, poor Brent.
No, it's funny. Brent applied to work for Sweet. He said he was like messaging their support one day, asked him to work, and he was like, and I was like, go for it, man. Like, do it. Like, I was at that point like all for just anyone being involved. So
yeah, just get the connection going.
We need that feel of like one of us. Like, who's the like on all day. He's turned into a spineless worm, but like Spencer was originally a collector on Dapper. Like, I know you probably aren't going to say anything here, but like, like, yes, he's turned into like a shill for the company who just kind of like doesn't have like, I think he has problems, but he is still someone who knows what it's like to collect, and deep down he knows what it feels like.
Which makes me very concerned for his long-term mental health. But yeah, I hope they pay that dude a decent amount to deal with the constant venom coming from every level of collector.
Oh, I called him a worm. I said, "Fuck off, you worm."
You worm. That's like a 2 out of 10 on the shit that gets thrown his way on a daily basis.
VIP for that statement.
He must have been having a real bad day.
Yeah,
he must have had to be the straw that broke the back, because he deals with way worse than that.
So we've got Dap Insider said we already lost a couple good community members. Yeah, like I can that's a good point, is thinking of like, whether I get along with some or not, I can think of several community members who were really active the first few months of this project, who like more or less don't care anymore, or sold out, or dumped everything. Like, I mean, I remember that one guy Rattled. He had a whole collection. I remember asking him. I was trying to buy his McDavid, and he was like, he wouldn't go $1 under $2,000 on it. And I was like, okay, that's an absurd price. No fucking way. Yeah. And then Consorta ended up getting that McDavid along with 9 other epics from him for like $2,500 or $3,000. Sorry, like $3,000. And I had actually contributed to that purchase price with Consorta. So I was like, I ended up getting that McDavid, which was the big irony of it all. But he's a guy who I'm pretty sure left the project. He dumped everything and left. And I haven't seen him around. I don't see him posting trades or anything unless he changed his name. And there are other people like that who, in Dapper, I remember he always used to get mad at me for stuff. This guy, Joey Jojo, in Dapper all day. I used to be like, I was really bearish on prices, and I'd be like, yeah, before the marketplace came on all day, I was like, yeah, to be honest, guys, I think long term, like, rares are going to be like $10 to $20 here, and I think like legendaries will be like $250, $300, and cores are going to be $1, and everyone's like, oh, no way, cores are going to be.
You can't say that in year one, man. That's when everybody's still got the hopium going.
And he got real mad at me, and he would always get in arguments and be like angry at me, and I just sign off because I couldn't deal with it. And then like September came around, and I was like, I remember seeing him be like, I hate this. This is stupid. I saved up all season. I'm done. And he left, and then he just never came back to that project.
I appreciate all outlooks, because I mean I am usually optimistic, but yeah, I definitely got in plenty of not arguments, just difference of opinions on is AD going to have a $1 floor? There are plenty of people like, no, never. Look how low the mid counts are. But guess what? We got a thick $1 floor.
And that's a good point. Dap Insider here says also, some content from Dapper content peeps with Breakaway out there early on. Like, like Diamond. Diamond was pretty involved here early on. He was, he was getting packs, he was promoting it, and like, from what I got, the vibe is that Sweet just kind of like didn't give a shit that Diamond.
Yeah, and talking with him, I got the same vibe. He put it out there just like he does for, I don't even know if he gets paid by AD or he gets paid by Dapper for what he does, but yeah, I mean, he was trying to do that bit, which is huge for the community. You got to embrace that when someone's willing to throw that at you for free.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I experienced the same thing. Like, I would experience the same thing. Weekly call. I went from having weekly calls and texts with them to being like, Tom would DM me, let's set up a call for this week. I'd say, okay, when? And then he just wouldn't reply for a week. I'd be like, hey, just following up. When's that call? I'd be like, no reply. I'd be like, all right, are we going to have a call? I'd be like, yeah, let's set up a call for this week. I'd be like, okay, when? And then no reply for a week. And it's just like, it makes you feel as a content creator, as a promoter, like, okay, well, I'm not going to try. I'm in a different spot than Diamond because I built this community. I built the penalty box. I really fucking actually like the people in this community. And so even if I were to like sell everything I had in this project, I'd keep this community going and be a part of it because I like these people. Like, I don't talk a lot about my life, but like I've actually had to go through some pretty hard shit the last like 6 months of my life. And I keep it pretty personal, but this has been an outlet that's like kind of kept me sane and like alive to a happy degree.
Yeah, and if you factor in how much money you're losing, it's about the same as paying for therapy. So it's a wash.
Let's be honest here, people who didn't expect, and I see, yeah, LG and Phil, those are two other guys. Yeah, exactly. LG and Phil were down to do content. I've been trying to get Phil to come on this show, but he's a little hard to get a hold of sometimes. Hopefully Garland can help set that up. Let's be honest, people here didn't expect the 104, also didn't expect Dapper to mishandle the projects probably as they have. That's the thing. That's why I said Web3 projects are just entertainment products where your viewers are investors, where your audience is investors. And once you start treating your audience like investors and your investors like audience, and you don't treat people like customers, you really do fucking succeed. And when you look at the projects that do the best at that, what is the number one thing you hear about every project that's good? You always fucking hear the community. Mm-hmm. With Azuki, their founder got exposed for having rugged, I believe, 5 projects before Azuki. Their price crashed from 20 ETH to like 4 ETH in the span of like 2 days. He was on a Discord spaces, Twitter spaces, literally crying, asking for forgiveness, and everyone was like, fuck off, you're done. But the community was a bunch of diamond-handed motherfuckers. They held on. That project bounced. Ryan mentioned Pudgy Penguins earlier. That project's leader literally fucking like quit the project. He was like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm kind of over this. And their price tanked to under 1 ETH. And he sold the project for $2.5 million to Luca Nets. And Luca Nets turned around, rallied the community together, focused on having cool parties, cool events, community, got some stuffed animals into Walmarts. And next thing you know, they flipped Bored Apes. Like, they went from a 0.7 floor to a 19 ETH floor in the span of a year and a half. Community. Dapper had an incredible community. The Dapper actual server sucked balls for the most part. It was always just spam. But the little alpha communities that popped up, we all had them. Like, I'm still in them. I still get calls from those communities. I still have, like, everyone I know in Web3, I know in some way probably stems from fucking Dapper. So, like, this is the community. We have the penalty box here. Let us pray that the NHL Breakaway Project takes off and we all make a bag doing this and have a great time and have cool portfolios. But I would envision a year from now, no matter what happens with this project, there's still going to be some of us still chatting in this server, just talking about it, shooting the shit, being like, hey, I'm aping this shit coin right now, or hey, someone mint this. And that's how you hear about stuff. I heard about, through Top Shot Alpha server, I heard about Cool Cats when they were minting. I heard about Pudgy Penguins when they were minting. I heard about Bored Ape Yacht Club from fucking no other than Dingaling himself fucking told me about that shit. I heard about Zed Run right before it kind of started blowing up. I heard about Pepe when it was at 100,000 market cap. Like, I've had so many generational wealth opportunities just from the random degens in the communities, because individually, none of us are experts, but collectively, all of us are going to spot a gem once in a while, and we share it with each other and trust each other. And, that's good. That's a long rant from me. Sorry. I should get
no. And I mean, I think you said it last time too, right? That those are the things where you can lose 19 out of 20. You just got to hit that one and it makes up for all of them and then some. It's even more than a scratcher. It's like playing the high stakes slot machine or something.
Dude, I'm on base right now, degenning shit coins, and literally I'm just looking at Dex tools, and I'm getting rugged like probably like 60% of the time on ones I'm buying.
Mm.
But like I've lost probably like $250 the last like day, just kind of like learning, getting a feel for like which wallets are serial ruggers and which ones aren't. But like yesterday, I saw a token, I thought it had a good name, and it was at 5,000 market cap, and I put in a buy order for like $20 at like a 5K market cap. Didn't notice the fucking buy failed. Shit hit like a $1.52 million market cap like later that day. Like that $20 at 5K at a $1 million market cap, that would have been what? 20 times 10, 200. That would have been a 200x. So that would have been 20 times 200. So that would have been $4,000. I would have made
$4,000.
quick $4 to $8,000 just on one $20 little fucking shit coin. So like, and that's the kind of thing where like I want to get good at that, because then in the degen section, I want to be like, guys, I'm aping this shit, and y'all know that I've made money, so y'all trust my calls, because I wouldn't trust my calls right now. You know, if I post X copy, yeah, he's fucking X copy.
Like, you're gonna start fade yourself.
I fade the shit out of myself. Actually, if you want to know how to make money, follow my wallet and just do the opposite. Of everything I do. Or just like, if I say to do something and I don't do it, then do it.
Like, yeah, that's a guarantee.
2 weeks ago on the pod, I said it felt like time to short everything, and like if someone had shorted everything when I said that, Bitcoin was at 70, like 3K, dog with hat was at like $3. Like everything that I said to short went straight down. Yes. That's funny.
Yeah. For the people, because we have been chatting for an hour now. Anyone in chat, if there's something we needed to hit on, let us know. But otherwise, I know probably some people are itching for some free stuff. And I know you didn't even tell me. You buried the lead. I know I threw like five relatively respectable moments out there tonight. But yeah, I think the man of the week, Ryan, what did he throw for the community?
Oh, yeah. So big shout out to Ryan Lee.
Give him some shine.
Ryan Lee donated like I think three rares this week, 5, like, you know, not all of them are going to be given out this week, depends on, you know, how many people, but he donated for wheels, like McDavid, Bedard cores, like 5 Nylander cores, like 3 different rares. You know, shout out to Ryan for having the best pack luck streak that anyone's ever had in this project, of pulling a Patrick Waugh, then a legendary Ovechkin, then a legendary Mario Lemieux, and then a perfect Zach Benson, all in the span of about 15 packs, 20 packs. So that was pretty amazing. We're getting in there. So while we do the wheel and stuff, I'll talk about my conspiracy theories a little bit. But first and foremost, so this is our wheel. We got 49 people on here. So I'm just going to start whittling this wheel down. If you are top 15 on the community XP leaderboard, you are guaranteed a spot. Otherwise, you have to win a spot on this wheel right now. So I've kept this wheel up this whole time because I wanted to give everyone a chance to make sure they were on it. So hopefully none of you guys had a chance to Ashley Chung. I need to get you on there, okay? So I'm going to be doing this wheel. It's going to be for the first 10 names off the wheel, 11 names off the wheel. It's going to be 1,500 points. We are going to eliminate 30 people off this wheel right now. Okay, guys? So I'm going to go real fast at this. So, you know, and while I do this, I'll announce your names that you've been eliminated from the wheel. But, Jason, I want to have a conversation a little bit about this. Vertigo, open a ticket for 1,500 points. I want to have a little bit of a conversation about what the fuck happened with this last pack. And
what's your cat about to do back there?
Oh,
make a move.
I got a new dog. And the track and grab your 1,500 points for your ticket. I got a new dog, and she's a like a German Shepherd Rottweiler mix, and she's like the sweetest sweetheart. I'm talking like everyone at the shelter was like loved her. Stoker claimed her 50 minutes. Everyone at the shelter loved her, and they were like, "This is the best dog." She was KTLA's Dog of the Week. Problem is I got her home, and as you never know until you get home, Chia Pet, make sure you open a ticket claim 1,500 points. You never know till you get home who's got prey drive against my cats. So I've had to keep her crated for the last like week straight. If I let her out, she's going to eat my cats. I'm going to have to spend the next like solid year. Good Meister claiming points next solid year training her. And I'm in a really difficult place right now. And I'm curious what you would do. Like, do you keep the dog and train her and hope you can train out the Jake Claimant, hope you can train out the prey drive, or she's an awesome dog that almost 100% will be adopted right away by someone else. Do I bring her back, tell them that, hey, this is a dog who has prey drive on cats, and just get her adopted by a family where she's not going to have the issue of cats in general? Like, high flyer claim. What would you do, Jason?
That's a super, super tough spot. Yeah, I mean, I'm like a super softy when it comes to animals and all that. So I think the way you got to approach it mentally is you got to do what's best for everybody, right? For the dog, for the cats, for everyone. Ideally, yeah, I mean, hopefully you can train that out. Like I'm thinking you got to call Caesar Milan, right? I used to watch that.
1500. Yeah, Caesar Milan. And by the way, if I announce a name, just keep talking. I'm listening to you. I'm like, just make sure people know.
Yeah, no worries.
So I contacted a behavioral. I contacted a friend who works with a behavioral, a behaviorist for dogs, and the behaviorist basically said like, easy, your 1,500 points, open a ticket. The behaviorist basically said like, yeah, it's a risk to kill your pets, and you can't even keep them in the same room for the next like month. And it's like they sent me videos, and it's going to take like a year to potentially petition her.
And
I mean, points in the with a ticket.
I don't want to steer you to giving the dog back because that seems like the outcome you want to avoid. But yeah, like, are you ever? I mean, forget a month or a year. Like, are you ever going to be able to leave the house and not be a little bit afraid that the dog's going to snap?
Harrogate claim you can open a ticket in the server. If you're not in it, please join our server. We're raising it now to 2,000 points per winner here. So open a ticket, you win 2,000 XP. XP gets you guaranteed on the wheel if you're in top 15. So you want XP. That's the sort of thing I'm at right now is like, I have had my cat for 14 and a half years. I have another cat that's like 2. I got a dog that's 8. That's a small 13-pound dog that like this one's kind of like Dougie claimed her 2,000. This dog, like, I don't think she tried to bite my dog, but she kind of like opened her mouth at her and like nipped at her, and like I couldn't tell if it was a friendly, sniffing, curious way.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes.
So SK claimed 2,000 points. So it's like there's just so much training there that if this was like a pit bull rescue where I was like, I bring her back, it's a kill shelter, she's dead, I'd probably just keep her, get a muzzle, and suck it up until I found a rehome.
Yeah.
With this dog, well, she's LA Dog of the Week. Sulo, claim your points.
Right. That's the doing what's best for the dog. You're not sending her back to go get euthanized. You're sending her back to go hopefully find a much better fit.
Just winging it. Make sure you claim for the post. To be honest, I was thinking what I do is if I have, like, I'm going to give it a few more days because I have till next like Wednesday. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell them, hey, I'm bringing her back, but hey, DFART, claim your 2,000 points. If no one adopts her and you guys are getting to the point of like no options, I will take her back and foster her until you find
that's like, I think that if I'm in your shoes, that route lets me sleep at night. You're doing the right thing for everybody. I mean, again, it's not you. You got to think about the
mayor.
dog.
2,000 points. The mayor's new here. Mayor, you have to open a ticket with hashtags or # submit ticket in the server. Click the submit ticket. You'll open a ticket and you'll say you're claiming 2,000 points, raising it to 2,500 points because we got to whittle down this wheel. So yeah, that's just like, I know this isn't hockey talk, but like, guys, like
now, like also the kind of the way I live my life, and I'm about to get a little bit dark, is like I try to avoid setting myself.
2,500 for pass.
avoid setting myself up for, that the worst possible outcome. And now I'm just imagining, you come home and there's a freaking bloody mess, dead
When
pet.
Tebow,
Like
2,500.
whatever you have to do to make the chance of that happening zero, like there's some value there.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. Is like I got the crate, I have her in it. I got the extra large crate, so she's comfortable in there. Ryan Weeboy, you're 2,500 points, open a ticket. So it's just like I think I can train, maybe, but like prey drive is uncertain. And like if I bring her back, I can go. I can just do what I didn't want to get a puppy, but I'll probably just get like a puppy, like border collie or something that's like a dog that is like well known to just.
Yeah, it'll be a totally different kind of pain in your ass. Totally.
CRB 2,500. I just want to make sure. So this has been something that's been weighing on me all week. Like, guys, I know I'm a DGen, and I know, like, sometimes you guys see me arguing with someone or whatever. I'm a human being, and, like, this is not the biggest thing that's plaguing me in my life. But this was hard. Ryan B, make sure you open a ticket in our server. You won 2,500 points here. We got 8 more names to go, and then we'll have our wheel locked.
Yeah, I mean, anecdotally too, I'm always seeing people bitching and complaining on Nextdoor about unleashed dogs in public spaces and all that. And I mean, like a lot of times they're just, I don't know, worried about nothing. But there is, I mean, it's a fact. It's a wild animal. If it has that prey drive, I don't care how well trained it is. Like if the right squirrel runs by at the right time, the dog might go dog.
Yes, and that's the issue. So everyone here who's been coming up, you guys have all won 2,500 points. All right, we're going to get down to the last 5 here. This is 3,000 points for everyone who is getting pulled here. And remember, being top 15 or sometimes top 20, depending on the week, will guarantee you a spot on the wheel. So you want these fucking points. Fuck you, 3,000 points. And that's it.
Yeah, and I did want to randomly shout out. I swear to God, I gave away a lot more stuff last week than people actually claimed. If you're not claiming it because it was like a crappy $2 core, I get it. But if there was something that you won and you didn't claim, reach out. I'm still holding a few things, I think.
Yeah, guys, Jason has access to our tickets in the server, so don't hesitate to just open a ticket. And just if you know you want something from him, tag him, the wee baby, that's for you, 3,000 points. Make sure to open it because, like, I get it all the time. I always have, like, I give away stuff, and, like, 20% of what I give away, people end up never claiming. And I want people to claim this shit. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Don Fogarty, join our server if you're not in it. Get your 3,000 points. We have one more to go. Alrighty. This is now allowing, now that I'm done having to spin through this wheel endlessly, this allows me to get back to, first of all, you're right, about Dill Pick, 3,000 points. Actually, how many people, we have enough stuff to give away this week. So it allows me to get back to this fucking, my dog's name is Valentina Pina. The new dog's name, we got her on St. Patrick's Day, so we named her Kira, spelt the Irish way, Ciera. But I want to get into talking about the recent drop while I get the names up here, because I want to clarify something. I don't think there's intentional manipulation going on from the perspective of anything to do with the RNG. I think that would be, frankly speaking, too complicated, too difficult, too risky. There's too many variables with it. I also just am going to assume the best about people, and I'm going to assume that there was nothing done with anything on this drop. But what I am going to say is an issue, irregardless of anything else, is perceptions. And when you have a new project and, you're trying to acquire new users, you want to make sure that, you always have squeaky clean perceptions. And for me, on this last drop, I just thought that it looked kind of, funky that the queue system just happened to get left on, and all the packs with legendaries happened to get queued and pushed to the back of the line, and that drove a whole bunch extra sales of packs, and then it led to the rares being pulled all kind of back to back to back, And I just, for me, I think that selling this many packs is the best case outcome for NHL Breakaway. So I'm happy for them. But I also think that the way that the legendaries got delivered, it left a, like, I don't know, taste in my mouth of like, I don't know. It made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Like, why did they leave the queue system on? And like, if you have it on, why don't the packs that are queued get put back in the line? So like, say you're on pack 800 and someone queues 800 through 850 and the Lego's in pack 844, and then people buy and then that person leaves their cart and they never buy them. Why not put those packs back into the flow so they get bought in a natural flow? Why did those packs seemingly get held until after pack number 3000? And again, I want to be clear that I don't think at this stage there's reason to believe in any kind of surreptitious activity. It just, I want this project to succeed. And I don't like something that potentially raises questions in my own mind and leaves a sour taste in my mouth of like, huh. So I don't know. What do you think about this, Jason?
I mean, there's definitely smoke, not necessarily fire. So my non-conspiracy, everybody calm down side of my brain says this: we just had this drop. It's a sample size of one. You can't make any conclusions about freaking anything on a sample size of one. Let's see the next 2, 3, 4 similar style drops play out. And hopefully things just kind of, fall along a natural distribution as you expect things to happen when they're not being manipulated. I'm not even saying like it wouldn't necessarily be a good thing if you saw them all come out early. But again, a sample size of 2 is still not going to be useful. 3, it takes a big picture to really be able to draw any conclusions to my math probability thinking brain. But I mean, then there's the caveman brain, which thinks very differently, which says, hey, something smells funny here, right? All the things you mentioned, like, why the hell do they put serial numbers on packs in the first place? I don't know of many other projects that do that. If anything, it'll just have like a GUID on there, which is meaningless. Like the serial, what good is coming from that? Maybe that would be something to drop.
And someone here, Dap Insider, says, and I don't know who Dap Insider is from the community because that's a different name than our community names. But that's a good question. Is, look on the blockchain. One thing I would really like to see, and this is just data, because I'm a person who, I work in entertainment and tech and at the crossroads of entertainment and tech. And I'm actually just like mathematically fascinated by RNGs and by algorithms in general. And I am really curious about this project's RNG. I'm curious about the distribution. And one thing I know about random distribution is that you're going to have a thing called clustering illusions. That is normal. If everything was constantly spread out and regulated,
it's just as unlikely as them all being grouped together.
So, but what I am curious about is I would be really curious about looking at the blockchain and seeing a couple of different things. One, just from a data perspective on packs, I'd love to see a spray chart of basically like, here's the serial ranges that epics were pulled in. And I would be willing to wager you'd see a bundle here, bundle here, bundle here. And I'm curious about that. That's something that I find interesting. And secondly,
you're giving me memories. Didn't this Dapper went through some of this early on? I remember seeing those charts and the public identified things. They were like, hey, what the fuck's going on here, guys? There's a 0% chance this would happen naturally. What's going on with your RNG?
Oh, like when Dapper had some dude pull five legendaries.
That was one of them when they were all right at the end of the queue. But I swear that there were other times where things got messed up while they were working out kinks in their RNG, and it was users noticing weird shit in the diamonds of the world who figured it out.
Yeah, and I think all packs from what I understand in every project have to have identification numbers on the blockchain. So having a serial number is a good way to log them. I do think that if I was looking at the blockchain on this, where I would look for and where I'd want information are very two specific areas. And these are two specific areas that kind of put to rest any question. One, the packs that one is actually three things. First of all, why did the packs get delayed that had legendaries in them? Why did pack number 957 sell after pack number 3000? We're assuming it's because of the queue system and someone carded it. So why did that happen? Why was that queue left on, and why was carding it pushed towards the end of the thing? Secondly, the biggest questions I have now beyond this are, one, who are the accounts that carded the packs with legendaries in them? Because if it was like me or you or DZ or any kind of known accounts, and we just happen to have opened a cart and reset our screen or whatever, then that's just weird luck. But if all of the legendaries were bundled by random anon accounts, then that is like, okay, why are anon accounts carding a bunch of packs? And then beyond this, the other question I have to ask is I don't know I don't know all the information about these packs and what's on chain and what's not, because I'm not an on-chain expert. But do we unequivocally with like independent auditing proof, know that Sweet does not know what's in the packs, that they don't know where the legendaries are? Because, and again, I want to say that I am not trying to foment the flames of a conspiracy. I am saying to trust. I am saying to give them good faith at this time, because I really believe in them. But just going to have a little bit of moment here before I get to opening some packs and giving some shit away. If I had a project that was not scaling in user base very well, if I had the pressure of selling packs, and if I had like 5 or 6 straight sellouts, my very first thought for how to get more packs to sell would be, how do I get more users to buy more packs? And I would say, let's gamify shit with quests, and let's give them a chase. Let's make them chase after the Legos. And frankly speaking, if it's truly random, those Legos could have been pulled in packs 1, 2, and 3, in which case that drop is gonna fucking flop. So if I am a, let's say, very ambitious project creator who's willing to maybe
put your thumb on the scale a little bit.
On the scale, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to make sure these legendaries aren't pulled until after pack number 3000 is sold, which would guarantee almost guarantee a bigger sellout, a bigger sale. So that, I'm just saying that's what I would do. I'm not saying, like, I'm being very clear. I don't want people starting to like say that, Sweet is corrupt or anything like that. I am not saying that. I'm just saying that that is what I would do if I were going to put my thumb on the scale. And it just so happens that the way this all worked out sort of looks like that's something that would result from that happening.
Yeah.
Like
that's you got to just stick with the sample size of 1. We'll give it. Everyone gets a pass. Yeah, like you said, no reason to believe there's anything nefarious, but it's interesting, and it's for data and number nerds, it's just something kind of fun to watch.
So I'm going to answer one more question before I get to ripping some packs and giving some shit away, because we got great shit to give away tonight. Dap Insider said Diamond left because he found information about this and didn't like it. I cannot speak to that, but what I can say is that I do recall Diamond mentioning that he'd seen some stuff on the blockchain that made him uneasy. So I cannot speak for anything other than the fact that Diamond is one of the single smartest dudes with blockchain analytics that exists in all of digital sports collectibles. I don't know anyone who knows how to read the Flow blockchain better than him. And I don't know anyone who knows how to read, NFT collectibles for sports blockchain better than that guy. And when that guy has sort of his spidey senses tingling and is kind of saying like something's up, that is a person that I listen to. Yeah. It's like if Jim Cramer says he likes a stock, that you have to short that stock right away. If
Yeah.
Diamond says he thinks that something might be fishy or something might be going on, it doesn't mean there is. He's an analytics guy. That's a guy who he's not saying, I think there's evil people. He's saying, maybe there's, for all we know, they got their code stack off of GitHub and there's just there's just a single line of code that might be causing an issue. There isn't any reason to assume anything's malicious, but it's just that this was weird. This was suspicious. The fact that all of the legendaries got pushed to the end of this drop after multiple failed sellout drops, this was weird. This is something that should not happen. I mean, the odds of Ryan Lee pulling a legendary, the same user pulling a legendary in a row is like literally what? Maybe about 500,000 to 1, maybe 1,000,000 to 1. Like, it's 1,000 to 1 to pull one legendary. So to pull an 1,000 to 1 odds thing twice in a row, that would be 1,000,000 to 1. But then he bought 10 packs, so it's got to have been between 100,000 and 1,000,000 to 1, the odds of what he did. Either way, I've never seen anything like that happen outside of scenarios where there was an issue. And if there is an issue, I personally have been, I said it on this podcast before this pack drop. I said, if they want to sell this pack drop out, they'll bury the Legos. So it's just kind of like, for me, I wish I had tinfoil. I'd put it on my head here and say, I don't think that Sweet did anything malicious here, and I do believe them, I also am a person who notices patterns, who pays attention to things, who looks for angles, and this is an angle I can't ignore now. Just like a couple weeks ago when I said to some people in private, hey, I think that accounts that are less active, that like are busy, then kind of disappear and come back, or have mid-size accounts, smaller accounts, I think they get better pulls. So I stopped buying packs and started buying packs off secondary from accounts like that, and I started getting hit after hit after hit after hit. And like Ryan Lee, dude was a whale for the first like 3 months, and then max packing every pack, and then he dropped off the map for like a month and a half and didn't buy anything from 2 drops, and all of a sudden he comes back and has the luck of the gods on his side. So again, all of these things are not things to say that, anyone is sitting back there in the project like Mr. Burns manipulating this shit, with an evil laugh. But it is also a question of, I wish we had a guy like Diamond here to dive into the blockchain. I wish we had an independent audit of it just to make sure everything is truly fair. Because like, I personally spent probably like, I don't know, $2,000, $2,500 on packs in this next send drop. My family, like I called my mom and told her to I was like, there's 2 Legos left in 600 packs. Go max pack.
Get them all.
Max packed. And like, I feel really bad about that, because she's like, are those packs like sellable now still, or did I lose money? And I'm like, you lost money. And I feel really bad about that. And it's okay if it was all fair and it was all random, but if there was some kind of glitch that Ryan kind of accidentally hit on, and like, that would mean I truly didn't have a chance at the legendary.
Yeah.
And
that would suck. Yeah, no, it's like in a perfect world, I like the old trust but verify. Like right now, all we can do is trust. I would love to have, a diamond to help out that verify side, because right now it's 100% trust, which is okay to a point.
Exactly. So, I'm going to rip some packs here, and I'm going to give some shit away. We're going to end this episode on a positive
Let's see some colors.
Let's see some fun shit. Let's see some colors. But if anyone here knows Diamond and can get him to take a look into the blockchain of this, that'd be great. I really wish, I hope that Sweet, doesn't take me saying this as me saying Sweet is manipulating packs. My whole life, I have, a lot of dumbness about me, but one thing I'm not dumb with is noticing patterns, and it's paid off well for me in my life in many ways. And
hopefully they have a thick skin for this, because the nature of the business they're in. I mean, again, it's like a scratcher, it's like a casino. Half your customers are going to go home pissed off every day, so you're going to have to be able to deal with that. Everybody can't win.
All right, I'm going to rip some packs here. I've got 5 packs ready to rip. Also, just as this is a complete aside, but I'd like to give a nice fuck you to that Patrick Marleau guy who DM'd me trying to trade for a Gretzky and then blew me up. That was really shitty, guys. Don't do that to people. Like, that was really uncool. Don't do that. That was just messed up. Like, if you got an axe to grind, take it up with me. But like, none of us are trying to do anything illicit in this project. We're all trying to like play within what we understand to be the rules. None of us are like trying to do anything illegal here. We all want to win. You know, I hate the wagamy culture, but like, I really don't want to win if other people don't. That's why I'm not dumping on the market. I bought these packs earlier. I bought them off the marketplace. I think I traded someone like an Austin Matthews for one of these. So these are February based. What's in them?
I don't know if it's just me, but we can't really hear you when you're talking over the ice breaking.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. So theoretically, there is still a Lego in the February packs. So
gold.
Yeah, that would be pretty. So Jesper Bratt, he's gonna go on the wheel tonight, definitely, and we have some good shit for the wheel tonight. Like I said, we have a bunch of shit for the wheel tonight. So Owen Tippett.
Yeah, I threw a shitty rare and four not $2 commons, including I think the McDavid's like $13-14 or something.
Yeah. Philadelphia Flyers heavy pack. All right, so we got a Sanheim, a Tippett, and a Bratt. So for this next pack, I want to have some fun here. So everyone who is in here in this chat, drop a name down there. And as long as it's not one I want to personally keep, like a fucking Gretzky Lego or something, if it's in this pack, you get it first come, first serve. And instead of a name, wait before you guys start typing. It's too late. All right, just do it. Throw the names in. Go there. Here we go. I'm going to give you guys a minute. So I reserve the right, if I pull a Lego, to like
swap in something nice.
Yeah.
While we're letting those names trickle in, I did want to mention, I don't think I said it last week, like with the whole crafting, something I found really cool community wise, like people reaching out to me, like doing cool cereal stuff. So they're like, hey, or even more than that, like, hey, I see you've got 5 of this guy stacked. Are you going to go for them? Just, friendly banter, feeling it out. I try to be honest and open. I appreciate when others are too. That's been happening. People saying, hey, you've got this cereal. I'm trying to build this, I know it was cool, like 44, 55, 66, 77, 88 kind of deal. Other people just reaching out to me, like noticing stuff I had and being like, hey, do you want this? And be like, well, shit. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, man. Really cool to see that kind of stuff going on. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm dying to see for me inspired where like, I'm obviously doing Bedard #1, but like, I really want to do one where it's like, I craft and I put Pasternak 69, 169, 269, 369.
Yeah. Or like clean hundreds. Clean hundreds would be sick. 100, 200, 300, 400, if you could pull that off.
So that's a way to make, your autograph stand out. Even if you're not getting, you can't control the serial because you don't have a #1, you still might be able to control getting like a really cool memory. I mean, and Jake had a good idea for how this actually might work. We don't know how these are going to work, but Jake suggested that maybe the signatures are going to sort of be like a pack that you can never open, where like the pack itself is the signature and then what's inside of it are the moments. Because we're trying to figure out, like, they said they're not going to ever burn stuff, but they are burning stuff because they're putting stuff away and it'll never be held again.
Right.
So I was like curious, like one thing that would be really cool is if they took everything and they bundle it into a pack that could never be opened. So you technically still have your #1. You just can never use it for anything because you have the signature. Valentina, stop.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you got me thinking on my feet again, back to what we were talking about at the beginning, right? Like what happens? Okay, we get these cool things, then what do we do with them? Cereals are important, but hey, we've never had I'll let it.
All righty. Last
Everyone,
name was Jersey.
everyone, kind of come on. Hey, here we go. There's some color.
So help me
Every-
God. If this is like a Bedard, I'm gonna be or some fucking crazy
Like-
expensive one. Like I reserve the right to substitute shit.
We all sort of know how, as a community, to value cereals, right? I mean, it's
JT
tricky,
Miller.
but you know what a one is worth. You know what Jersey's special, but right now we've never had this element before that could add value or collectability. Oh, nice cereal.
What is Blake Coleman's jersey?
Show me 18.
Is Blake
I feel like
Coleman?
he's 20 something, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's 20.
Is he 20?
I had a feeling it was close.
Yeah. 20 felt right.
What rare are we gonna get here? Let's see.
Big range on these bad boys. 8 or 400. At least he's a new guy.
If anyone said Benson, I'll throw him on the wheel. That's fine.
I'll scroll up and do.
Did anyone say Benson? Let's see.
You know, be a smart guess if you're trying to get one of the nice rares.
Yeah, did anyone say Benson? I don't think anyone did. I still may throw him on the wheel because I'm a.
And I think I made it all the way to the top. No Benson.
No
Zach.
Benson. All righty. So you guys whiffed, but I'm a nice guy. Maybe yeah. They said all the numbers are going to be in the metadata of the signature. Yes, but we're curious what actually happens to the.
And because they also said the word prominently displayed. So metadata to me is not prominent. That means there's some other visual element that we're gonna see at some point.
Yeah, metadata is not. It's going to be loud for a second, guys. But metadata is not prominently displaying shit. All right, yeah. If you said Coleman or JT Miller, those guys are all yours. I don't think anyone said. It's funny. Jason and I were talking beforehand on this, and I was like, I think I'm going to end up going and I warned him. I was like, I think I'm going to end up talking about like conspiracy shit. And I'm like sitting here thinking about it now, and I'm like, I really don't want this to be a thing where like there is a conspiracy.
No, I mean, I think you, me, everyone here is fully in the camp of we want there to be no fire.
But having said that, like I would someone like Diamond to do like an audit of this and like confirm that like it's functioning correctly because I'm spending it's so a lot of goddamn money here, and like if I didn't get a fair crack at something, I'm bummed. Like that.
And also, like you said too, it's not even, you can't even assume that it's nefarious. Like lots of crimes happen accidentally, ignorance. Like they might not even be aware that, like you said, a line of code somewhere is doing something.
You said a line of code. I thought I heard something.
No, not different C word. You've been in LA for too long, huh?
I've never done drugs in my life in LA actually, but it's funny. Yeah,
Sure, you've been in the same room as plenty.
Oh yeah, let me tell you. I remember on New Year's of 2022, like December 2021, going into 2022, a friend of mine FaceTimed me from a hotel room in Tulum, blowing lines of cocaine and ketamine with a lawn, and he didn't know she was FaceTiming me.
Sign me up for that party.
And I always wondered to myself, I wish I fucking screenshotted that shit and just could hold him fucking ransom right now.
Oh man, yeah, dude, fuck NFTs, you'd be golden.
I know it was, but I didn't. I just was like LOL'd at it, and it was like super late, middle of bed. I hate the noise. This is a next gen pack, by the way. Oh, damn it.
Seen way too many of those.
All right, you guys have 10 seconds. You guys have 10 seconds. Everyone throw up a serial number. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Serial numbers. Let's go. They're on a 10-second delay. Serial numbers. Quick, go.
Tick tock, tick tock. All right, they're rolling in.
Take one. You got 10 seconds. I'm going to count down. 10,
Holy
9,
shit, that's a lot of numbers.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jason, we have to wait an extra 10 seconds because they're on a delay. I'm going to post saying that's it.
Cut. All right. Well, it looks like the entries have mostly stopped anyway here. All right.
There we go.
Show me.
Oh, dude, if there's a 420 and someone called 420, I'm going to.
Did anyone go ahead and throw a 1 out there? Did anyone have
I think I said don't take 1 because if I got a 1, I'd probably throw it on the wheel tonight.
Chia Pet took 2. Respect.
I would throw a 1 on the wheel. Claude Giroux. You know, that's one guy that I think is an underrated one to do a signature of. Is Giroux is like the best Philly icon.
At least on the platform so far.
Yeah, and like that's his Philly moment, one of his last Philly moments. If I'm a Philadelphia hockey fan and a DGen, like I want Claude Giroux. I would craft Giroux signature if I could. And it's not a debut, so you don't have to
Hey, Swayman's going for a few bucks, isn't he?
Yeah, Swayman. I have a lot of Swaymans, so I'll throw a Swayman up there.
Do a lot worse.
Dude, you want to get into needs for playoffs?
See, there you go. You did a lot worse.
Yeah. Swayman, hey, if it comes to playoffs, like you're going to want guys on teams that could make runs. So, like Panthers, good to have. Bruins, potentially good to have. Colorado Avalanche, Oilers, you know, like if there's a playoff, someone crafted a Giroux. Someone watched the show. I wonder who it was because I think I said Giroux last week. I was telling High Flyer. I was like, do Giroux. No one will do Giroux.
Good choice.
Oh, here we go. All right. I'm just burning money opening these next gen packs. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna burn this one. I can rationalize opening some of them because I did pull a Gretz from one of them the other day, which I wish I pulled in the pod.
Me too.
Alrighty. I don't know what's more exciting, the limiteds or the non-limiteds, because the non-limiteds could have like a Bedard in them.
Right. I mean, I feel like you definitely have a higher ceiling on the non-limiteds, but lower floor.
Tyler Ballsack. All right. I'm going to go through the serials in the last round, by the way. If anyone had the serials, I'll you guys in a second. Austin Matthews.
There you go. That's what you like to see.
See, this pack actually was relatively not, you know, you guys remember I pay for all these packs. So, you know, this is, you know, $100 in packs that I'm ripping if I'm giving all this shit away. So
scratch them.
It does not give me these. Rosemary is dying in the background from smoking ganja.
It's about that time of night.
Yeah, I don't knock it. She can do it. Mr. Stutzley. Okay, I got to go to my account. I'm going to read out the serial numbers from the last pack. If you hit one of these numbers, you won the player automatically. The serial numbers from the last pack were 302, 46, 966, 970, and 212. That's 302, 46, 966, 970, and 212. If you had any of those numbers called, step right up. You got it.
I think the closest was Gio had 44. I think somebody's lying. I think Peter's trying to sneak in, so don't buy that one. Nice try, though. Nice try. I respect the hustle.
You sneaky motherfucking devil. All right, guys. So here I'm going to reveal the moments we have to give away on the board tonight because we've got some cool shit. So, courtesy of Jason. And now, not all of these will be given away tonight. Some of these I may hold back for next week. But this is the pool we're giving away shit from. Obviously, someone else's random. I'm just going to pick random shit from my profile like I always do. I'll probably throw, like, you know, the Matthews up there and, you know, something else. And, you know, maybe that Swayman or whatever. But from Jason, we've got a Crosby S&S moment. with a serial I like, 469. We've got a Matthews he threw up. We've got a McDavid base. We've got a LaFerriere rare, which is pretty cool because, you know, he was supposed to be awesome. And we've got a Jonathan Toews base, or Toews. Toews. I was reading it wrong. And I was like, wait, is there a different point? And I was like, I thought it was like Brower.
I still I can't say or spell that name. I don't know. It's the hardest word in the English language.
From Ryan Leeboy tonight as a donation, gratefully, from our man. We've got a Tristan Jarry limited. We've got a David Jiricek rare. We've got a Marco Rossi rare. We've got 5 Nylander cores. We've got a Jake Neighbors rare, a McDavid core, and a Connor Bedard core. So let's all fucking give a round of applause to our man.
Thank you, Ryan, if you're out there. If you're not,
the man did pull like 2 $2,500 Legos in a row.
That's true. I appreciate what he's doing. I had a good run on steady breaks for a while, and as a community, it's a cool community thing. Hey, when somebody hits it freaking huge, it's always nice to make a few more people win, spread the win around a little bit.
I am always happy to see that, and you know, we win together. I wish you ripped the damn packs on the voice channel so we could have seen it.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a lot of stuff to give away tonight. I'm also going to give away some points because I am just waiting for 10 people to get to the top 10,000 to get to 100,000 points. And once the first 10 people get to 100,000 points, I'm going to curate a special wheel filled with a whole bunch of cool shit, and everyone's going to get a spin on it. So if you haven't reached 100,000 points, go for it because I am going to do a special wheel just for you guys, and I can promise that I'm going to put some cool shit on it. No, I'm not going to put like 10 Gretzky's on it, but I will put cool shit on it. I promise, whether it's a pack or it's multiple packs or some rares and epic shit like that. I am excited as fuck to do something cool with that. So let's get to spinning. We're going to start with a Tim Stützle limited that I pulled. Here we go. So Tim Stützle limited.
Hey, congrats, Miguel.
Miguel, you won yourself a Tim Stützle limited. Congrats, my man. All righty. Now we are going for a Jonathan Toews base.
Yeah, I think Miguel was one of the guys I mentioned earlier with that name and by name who reached out asking about, you know, a craft conflict. And I'm not going to say who you're crafting in case that's still a secret, but good luck.
Oh, no.
Get that number 1.
Our Smegma champions always strike, it seems. Yeah, you know, guys, I put together the crafting board because I put together that crafting. I'm gonna spin here for some XP. This is for 5,000 XP. I put together that spreadsheet because I wanted us all to at least be able to track the crafting. So I'm gonna go through all 65 people that have crafted, and I'm going to label. The problem is I don't know what Ducks fan you won 5,000 points. I think it's a huge fuck up on Tweet's behalf, and I think this is a fuck up to not have launched this by labeling what tier is crafted. I just think that that's a huge feature to have missed. Like, it says 4 Bedards have been crafted, but are they rares or cores? So
yeah, you'd almost rather have no info. This is just confusing now.
So yeah, so if you guys want to like be participants in this community and really help each other, I would really plead with you to go into that document that I created, and under the column labeled crafted, just mark the one you've crafted. If there's already a number there, then just put 2. If you had the number 1 serial, highlight it in orange. Whoever I just pulled there got 5,000 points. I forgot who it was. So all right, I'm gonna spin again. This is going to be for quick. Blake Coleman.
Right.
Hey, Bands, you won yourself a Blake Coleman. Congratulations. All right. We're going to get to now a Nylander core, courtesy of Ryan Leeboy. Nylander core. You all right, babe?
Hey, good old Les.
Les wins himself a Nylander core. All righty. Now we are going to go for one of our crowd favorites here. We're going to have a Chris Letang thrown up by me. Here we go. I'm just looking at shit I pulled from these packs tonight. Guys, I bought $100 worth of packs for this, and we pulled what we pulled. Flying Finn, you got yourself a Letang. For whatever it's worth, Easy is sitting there fomenting with the 5,000 point spin. Here we go. Coming up, 5,000 pointer. Here we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Les is a Leafs fan, so that works out well that the Nylander goes that way.
Ooh, relapse, 5,000 points. He's someone who's in our top 15. So, guys, remember the first 10 people to get to 10,000, I'm going to do a special wheel just for you guys. So don't knock that. I'm going to do one more 5,000 point spin here, and then I'm going to get to a rare maybe.
Relapse. I would nominate that guy for community mod too. He's in that club. Yeah. I would say he's great.
Brian Z, 5,000 points. Brian, claim your 5,000 points. You're up there. You're getting up there on the leaderboard too. Yeah, Relapse was a community mod for Strike. I know that they
makes sense then. I'm not crazy. Yeah, he seems like he could handle that gig.
Relapse is a fucking great dude. Great dude. I don't think they treated him that well at Strike, and so I would understand if he didn't want to do it again. But like, he'd be such a great representative for this community. This is for Tristan Jerry Limited. Tristan Jerry Limited. I want this right now.
Such a great.
Courtesy of Ryan. And Ryan has already sent me all of his moments that he's giving away. So you can just open a ticket. If you won one from Ryan, just open it and just open a ticket. Jason, you're just gonna have to look through the tickets just like
I'll look for the ones that are for me.
Yeah, people might not tag you, so you just kind of got to look through all of them. We're gonna do another Nylander core. This is gonna be down to the second Nylander core.
And if anybody doesn't get Right Meow's joke, please do yourself a favor and go watch Super Troopers, please.
Right now. Am I saying meow is also another one who does the same joke.
It's true. We do have two guys hit. I didn't even realize that. We got two guys hitting on the same joke. I love that.
Yeah. So is that 2 or 3 Nylanders that have been given away?
I think just 2, but
that's just 2. I'm just tracking it from the list of ones that you guys gave to make sure I don't give away too many of like the same player. Okay, we're gonna do one from my collection now. I'm going to give away a Jesper Bratt because that guy's having a hell of a season on a team that might make the playoffs. So I think he's a pretty good moment to have. And he's required for any kind of Jack Hughes stuff. My man, Collector. Collector, you want to Jesper Bratt. All righty. Here we go. This one is going to be for we're going to do a rare now. It's going to be for a David Jiricek rare. Jiricek rare going to Phoenix.
Yay, Phoenix.
Of all the people who needs a rare.
Waiting for the rares to show up before he strikes. That's smart.
I know. Respect. Phoenix won himself a rare. Phoenix, I don't know. Phoenix got real mad at me yesterday, so I don't know if he's in the audience tonight, but he won it. So someone give him a heads up if he's not here that he won a rare on the pod. That's a rare courtesy of Ryan Lee. Okay, we're gonna do some points now. This is gonna be for we're gonna do for 3,000 points here. Can't have a big win on everything. Gran Turismo. You know, I'm gonna bump it up to 3,500 for you, Gran Turismo, because your name is funny. All right. I gotta knock off a few more people on points here because I want people to get to 100,000. So this one is gonna be for 5,000 fucking points. We're going to do 5 straight 5,000 point spins here.
Get you 5% of the way there real quick. Oh, Roddy's got that whole section locked down.
Dude, Roddy Booth has been racking up points on the wheel. This is for 3,500 points now, so I'm alternating. Roddy Booth got 5,000, now we got 3,500 here. My man Garland, who will never claim it, so I'm literally going to give him the points right now in the server. God bless Garland. He never remembers the claim. He never claims his stuff, and I always want to get him his stuff. So 5,000 points here is going to my man Dougie, who is up there on the wheel. Dougie, up there on the leaderboard. Claim those points, dude. You're getting close. 3,500 points going out. Here we go. Sorry, we just
Dougie, I feel like Dougie is a community mod, even though he doesn't have the title. I think he just does it anyway.
Dougie would be great for that too. Yeah, Dougie's a really even field guy. I like Dougie a lot. Good Meister. That's 3,500. Was that 5,000? Fuck it. If I didn't remember what I said, it's 5,000 points for Good Meister. Smegma champion strikes again, and of course there will be a Smegma champion this week. So
gotta be.
All right, 5,000 points going to.
Can we get the slurm or not? Nope.
Right now is up there on the up there on the leaderboard, and I'm going to make sure that top 10 wheel is sweet. All righty, couple more 5,000 pointers. I got to get down to 20 people left so I can start doing moments again. All righty, Rymel again. That's 10,000 points real fast for Rymel. All righty, 3,500 points coming up here. Am I saying now? I mean right now. Are they the same person?
I know that now. I'm not sure.
We both have the Super Troopers joke. Dude, all those guys were like 23 when they made that movie, 25 when they made the movie. It's crazy.
Goddamn genius, man.
Pomsy, 5,000 points for you. All right, now we are going to get to some other fun stuff to give away. We are going to do a McDavid base right now. Oh, boy. Here comes a McDavid base.
Tomsy.
Ooh, courtesy of Jason. McDavid
Nice
base.
brother. I'll get that to you.
All right, going to someone else's profile. I am going to give away. Let's see. I'm going to do an Owen Power. Actually, no, Dawson Mercer. He's on a more likely playoff team. Dawson Mercer Limited. I should say Dawson Mercer Limited, not core.
Les hits again.
Les hits again with a Dawson Mercer. There we go. Now we have got ourselves a Matthews. I haven't done a Matthews yet, have I?
I don't think so.
You put up a Matthews. So you got a Matthews, and I potentially may do a Matthews towards the end as well.
Yeah, we got at least 2 available.
So that's a Matthews SNS for Roddy Booth. Roddy Booth picked for 10,000 points in a Matthews. Being the Smegma champion. Fucking great. All righty. Next thing we've got going on here is going to be a 5,000 point spin. I got to whittle the wheel down a little bit more. Guys, we just so you guys all know, like, we put up these, thanks to Ryan Leeboy and Jason, we put up Mavs Man, you won yourself a 5,000 points to make the claim. We put, other than, the fandom packs we were occasionally getting from Sweet, we put everything up here out of our own pockets. So I apologize, if, people are really excited to win moments, they don't get to win one every week, but we're just doing the best we can. 5,000 points for Len Tebow.
All I ask in return is I have to give a pitch to FEMA 11 hours from now that I have prepared 0 for. So if you can help me out with that, we'll call it even. I don't know.
All right. Phoenix got 5,000 points to go with his rare that he won.
Phoenix killing it.
All right, I'm going to bump it up to 6,000 points on this spin.
Stoker.
Mr. Dracula himself, Bram Stoker, 6,000 points. Going to crank it up to 6,000 points again for another spin. It's going to be Pavarotti, Padavalti, or Slurm. Padavalti, 6,000 points. I always think Pavarotti when I see his name. All righty. Going to go with another 5,000 point spin here. Goodmeister racking up those points. My man Goodmeister. And one more spin for 5,000 points. Yes, the points are fluctuating up and down, but it's just sort of the way it goes. Deezy, got yourself 5,000 more points here. I think you're number 2 on the leaderboard. You should be damn close to 100,000 points. And now we're down to our final 10, and we've got a couple of rares left. We got a couple of nice moments left. So this spin right here is going to be for a Crosby core, the new ones, the Stadiums and Skylines. This is for a Crosby Stadiums and Skylines, courtesy of Jason. Cracking cards.
Out of my account.
Man used to say he never won anything and never got anything, but ever since he was a Smegma champion, that guy has had some serious luck on the wheel.
Changed his life.
All right, we got a Crosby given away there. Next thing we're going to give away is going to be a Nylander core. We got a Nylander core coming up here. Nylander core, welcome to the dark. Congratulations. Oh, sorry. Slarm, my apologies. Slarm, Nylander core. And we have one more Nylander core going out. Ashley Chung won a Nylander core. Ashley Chung, congratulations. You won a Nylander core. All righty, now we're going to get to a rare. We've got an Alex Leferrier rare. That's a fun one to say. Alex Leferrier rare. And our Smegma champion has 3 names left on this fucking wheel. 6. All righty. Hayes to be a Smegma champion. Bo Nose, Leferrier rare. Next thing we're going to give away is going to be a Marco Rossi rare.
That's not the worst rare out there. Gonna get the Slarm. Nope. Bo takes.
Oh, Nose won another rare. Oh, man.
Bo's cleaning up tonight.
Bo's cleaning up tonight. All righty. We've got a Jake Neighbors rare to give away. Yeah, guys, we gave away a lot of fucking rares tonight. Shout out to your wagons, Ryan Lee Boy and Jason. Slarm, you won yourself a Jake Neighbors rare. All right. And then there were 4 remaining. There's going to be a Bedard core given away here.
That's a nice one.
There's going to be a Smegma champion. There's going to be a 10,000 point winner. And I'm going to give away one of the guys I pulled tonight, a Lucas Raymond. Guys, I'm a Bruins fan. I want to keep my Swayman. All righty, start with Lucas Raymond because, well, let's be real. We don't want him.
Someone will craft him down the line.
Yeah, that's true. Welcome to the dark. I mean, it's still a limited. It's not like it's
yeah. Could do worse.
Lucas Raymond. All righty. This next one is going to be a 10,000 point spin.
Bo getting 10,000 points closer.
10,000 point spin for Bo Nose. Wow. All righty. Now, guys, this is for Bedard core. And if you do not get this Bedard core, then you are the new Smegma champion. This will be the first time we've had a new Smegma champion since Roddy Booth won it. So here we go. Bedard core. Looks like it's going to go. Oh, Celias. Celias, you are. Okay, Celias, you won a Bedard core. And then, of course, our Smegma champion always gets to enjoy a spin. So here we go. Squirrel, you are the Smegma champion. Make sure to open a ticket. You are going to get a Smegma Gergensons moment from me, and you are going to get the new role in the server. Every episode, as long as you're here, even if you're not here, you're guaranteed 2 slots on the wheel in addition to any that you receive for either being a participant in the draw for the wheel or a top 15 community member. So congratulations, you have that for the next 4 weeks. Remove from that wheel, X the wheel out. Sounds like my new dog downstairs, Kira, is having. Oh man, I forgot to give away the Benson. Okay, I'll give away the Benson next week. I need something to give away next week, so I'll give away the Benson next week, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button on this. Thank you all for tuning in. Really, truly appreciate all of you. Jason, if you have any parting words, I have you, but that's it.
Nah, I'm turning my brain off of Breakaway and figuring out how I'm going to sell this this pitch tomorrow at 10 a.m. But yeah, thanks everybody. People are being super nice in the comments. It's all reciprocal. It only works if you're here. You guys make it fun.
We're here for this project to succeed. We want it to succeed. You know, we're not trying to stoke conspiracy theories here to this extent of like a negative result, but we want it to succeed. We want things to go well. So I'll see you guys all around the community. We'll have another episode next week, either on Wednesday or Thursday. Jason will be joining us. Hopefully Ryan will be coming back. He's got a podcast studio here in LA, and I kind of want to be able to use it. So you guys,
that relationship going. All right, thank you.
He's a good friend. He's a good buddy of mine either way. All right, you guys take care.
Yep, thanks.